Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The First Rip, episode 6. Here today, joined by my brother friend, Joseph himself.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you,
it's
my
been
friend.
a long time coming.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've been meaning to get after this and do a little podcast for you guys, but we've been lacking. We've been getting busy.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think we've been talking about getting together for about a month or two on the podcast.
Oh, at least, yeah.
So now it's time.
Probably since like the first episode that you and Beck ripped, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as soon as we started. That's the one thing that I wanted to kind of try to do with this podcast was make it like super open-ended. So, like, if you're watching this, if you're one of the like 2 or 3 people that actually watch this, and you want to get on here, just reach out to me because it's open-ended. I'll have anybody. I'm not just trying to have like super, big people, or obviously that's not realistic at this point either way. But I feel like having more of an open-ended where anybody can come in, like friends, family, stranger. I want to have a stranger on the podcast. I feel like that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. We can make that happen, for sure.
Get a stranger on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I would want to have like almost like a homeless person or somebody that just has like a completely different like perspective and understanding of life.
Here's the caveat to that, though, is that if you do, unless you're able to mobilize your podcast, they're coming to your house.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in an undisclosed location.
Kinda...
We're not in my bedroom recording the podcast at my home.
Jamie, can you cut that?
Can you cut that?
Yeah,
no cuts, no breaks, no bullshit.
I thought
this is
was
the first rip.
So that's my bad.
No, you're good. Yeah, we're in a very high, luxurious podcast studio, about $1 million worth. So
yeah, what rent per month is?
It's nuts.
It's probably crazy in this area.
Yeah.
In this economy.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, my landlord was just yelling at me the other day. Have you looked at the housing market at all?
I haven't. No, I haven't been keeping up with it.
Because people are saying, and people always say this type of bullshit, but people are saying that the housing market's in a bubble that is just destined to burst sometime soon here.
Okay.
And I don't know, that's very interesting to me.
So kind of in like like an 08 kind of bubble you're talking about?
Or is it something similar to that, I believe.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know what to believe anymore, man. Yeah. Like it's tough. Like the
you just hear so much shit.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
You hear from all sides, and it's like I spend way too much time on Twitter, X now. Yeah. And it's just a cesspool of like different, like everybody obviously has a bias, and it's like too many biases to really like know which one's right. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not. I don't know shit about economics, so I'm not gonna. I don't know. I just kind of ignore it.
What does your X feed entail? Like, what is your algorithm catered towards?
Oh god. I can say on here.
Can we get in there?
Can I say on here?
Can we get into that, my friend?
No. I feel like it's well, yes, ish.
Parts. Dissect it. What's
dude,
this? Don't worry about it.
I went down. It changes. It's been for a while. It was just a lot of OnlyFans creators.
I was gonna say porn, but I didn't want to call it.
No, it's a lot of porn. And
is it like that?
And dude, that's not even like I don't even really use. I'm very traditional when it comes to like I don't really
I've never
go
jerked
on.
off before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like I don't use Twitter for that.
Yeah, no.
Or even Twitter. Reddit. You've mentioned Reddit to me before. I don't know that sphere.
I hesitate to even speak on that, considering it's a slippery.
Jamie, cut that.
Reddit's a slippery slope, and we'll leave it at that. Twitter, X for your porn is an interesting decision.
I feel like it's no bueno.
It's no bueno.
It's like
I don't even have X.
Really?
No, it's the I'm very addicted to my phone. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
X is the one app that I don't have.
So what poison did you pick? Is it like Instagram?
I do like an Instagram, YouTube half 50-50 mix every day, just a couple hours.
Okay.
Down the hatch, just suck my life away. Just fucking doom scroll. Just.
Yeah, every once in a while, it's easy to get. I mean, I feel like everything in moderation.
Yeah.
But it's
just a few hours a day.
It is kind of funny to me, and like I don't. I haven't like had a very specific encounter with this, but when some people will, like, I'm on Twitter, I'm not on Instagram. Sorry, X. I'm on X. I'm not really on Instagram ever. I have an account, but I haven't logged in like months. And it's like, there's no tier to it. Like, one social media is just as bad as the other.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you got
some people just choose this versus that, and we're the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So I don't have the X,
yeah.
got the Instagram, you don't have Instagram, you got
right.
the X.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the same shit. And like a lot of the same shit goes from one platform to the other too. I've noticed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm on TikTok too.
And TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's so funny because you hear people say, or at least I do. I hear people say, "Yeah, I just don't want to be like addicted to anything. I just don't want to be reliant on anything." And it's like, put your phone down.
Yeah.
Stop scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
Stop posting on Instagram. Like, you're addicted to your phone. We all are. Every single person
absolutely.
on the planet that's not what is it, Mormon? Or Amish?
Amish. Yeah.
Yeah, I always get those two mixed up. It's on me. My bad. Only half the community will be pissed.
I don't even think half. I think it's like maybe.
Well, I mean, only
5%.
one of those communities will be mad.
Oh yeah.
Because the other ones don't.
Well, I mean, the Amish aren't going to see it, so they're not going to...
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
They're not going to get too angry.
And
did you see, speaking of the Amish, did you see that clip where they had the Amber Alert going, and like 3 or 4 Amish dudes had the phone on them and got exposed for having phones on them? Yeah, because the Amber Alert went off.
shit, dude. That's like that's like that thing that Israel did a while back with... What was it? What's that? What's that terrorist group? Hamas. Where Israel planted a bunch of bombs in like the little pagers that they use.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So everybody, like the Hamas uses those pagers to like communicate, and so they sent out a message on those pagers, and everybody that was like a Hamas guy with that pager, fucking, they either blew up or they just got mangled.
Holy shit.
So that's crazy. That's like the Amish version of that. The government just...
Bro, that's a crazy connection. But I can see...
Israel
I am picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
But that's a crazy connection that you just drew right there.
Yeah,
that's awesome. No, that's fantastic.
Can you imagine being in that?
Can you imagine just having a pager on your waist that just blows up? Like, that's fucking insane.
Oh, well, and the thing is, like, it was timed, so it didn't just go right away. Like, they would, like, pull it out of their pocket or their robe.
Yeah.
And, like, they'd be holding it and looking at it, and then it would blow up. So it was, like, timed to, like, a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
And so if you're holding it, looking at it, it blows up in your face.
Yeah, my question is it a grenade, or is it just, like a little tiny explosion that's going to, like, mess you up but not kill you?
Oh, it's... No. I think... I think I remember seeing some videos going back to X on X.
Oh, shit.
Of those explosions. It was a pretty hefty explosion. I mean, and I think what happened was wherever the pagers were made, I assume somewhere in Asia, Israel had a connection with that like manufacturer, and they like while they were in the production of those pagers, they put in the explosives.
Really?
Yeah.
So they had some interference there?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't remember the whole story, but
yeah, that's nuts. That whole I think that war goes back like hundreds and hundreds of years. Like it's like a holy war. That's that whole situation between
that whole region.
That whole region has just been fucked since the beginning. But it's like Tim Dillon said, I'm a white man, I'm Christian, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody cares.
No,
it's
like you gotta pick a side. You have to pick a side.
Yeah.
You gotta pick a side, and if you're not on my side, fuck you.
Right. And it's like, oh yeah, sure. Right. But yeah, I think the greatest psyop of all time. This might get crazy. This might get a little risque. Just a couple goyams talking here. No,
that's the new word of the day because I didn't even know what that word meant until
I just found out about it.
Yeah.
But
goyam.
Look it up.
What is it?
Listeners, look it up.
What is it? Let's ask Siri. Define goyam. Just because I'm curious.
Goy is an informal and derogatory term. It means a Jewish name for a non-Jew.
Oh.
Derogatory.
All right.
Sup, my goy.
Jamie, scratch that.
No, we can use it though because we're goys.
Okay.
So.
Well, no, I think it's a non-Jewish Jew, I believe.
No, it said it's a Jewish term for non-Jews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we are goys, but
just a couple of goys.
I think one of the
just a couple of good old goys.
Yeah, good old goys, dude. That's a good one.
GLG.
Put that on a shirt. Trademark that.
No, we're gonna have a new banner for our first rip. Good old goys.
Yeah, dude, just come out swinging. Just to finish my point, there is like maybe not psyop is the word, but Israel is our greatest ally. It's like we're a pretty good ally to them, but I don't really understand. Nobody's really explained to me exactly what Israel does for the U.S. Like, why do we care that much?
Yeah, and we probably won't know either.
We probably won't.
Yeah, because they're probably not going to discuss certain things of those things. But also at the same time, that's a damn good point. Damn good point.
Yeah, like the one argument that I have heard.
Yeah, go ahead.
The one argument that I have heard is that there are only really ally in the Middle East, and it's like also, okay, why do we need really an ally in the Middle East? Like, yeah, it'd be nice to have, but not at the expense of like taxpayers or at the expense of like just not being in a war.
Yeah, you don't think that we should just pay for everyone's war? Like no,
call me crazy. I don't think that's a good idea.
You don't think that we should just give
all
our money away?
I don't think that's a good idea.
You don't think we should just increase our taxes and just give all our money away?
No.
Really, dude? You're a bad person.
Other than Ukraine, because Slava Ukrainia.
I don't even know about Ukraine.
And they really need our help, though.
Yeah, they do need our help.
They really need our help because they've had that land. It's never been Russian land before.
Yeah,
it's never been fought over.
Yeah, and
Russia just invaded for no reason.
Putin's actually a dictator. He's not like a dictator like Trump's a dictator. Putin actually is. Right. He really kills his political opponents.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. So we definitely need to defend him. However, did you see the way that Zelensky acted when he was in the Oval Office?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
I did not like that, bro. That's disrespectful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair,
and how much money have we give them? How many billions?
Oh, dude, so much. Yeah. The whole time we were I've been on that tip for a while, but the last financial aid package that we gave them, we gave it to them right after Hurricane Helene,
and we didn't help those people enough.
At all.
Yeah,
I actually volunteered down there and saw it.
You did?
Yeah. I was in Asheville.
No shit.
And I stayed in Greenville and then would go up to Asheville.
No kidding.
I only did it for 3 or 4 days, but that place was fucked up, man.
Yeah, that place is
kind of crazy.
That does tie into your occupation. If you want to go into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So everyone knows that I'm in sales, and this guy over here is.
Yeah, I'm an EMT right now. Drive the ambulance.
Sir, shout out. Helping the community.
Yeah. So the work, the stuff, volunteering stuff I did in Asheville had nothing to do with EMS. Although that would be a cool route to go down, but that's more. I'd have to get certified. Mm-hmm. I'd probably have to go to paramedic school, which for those that don't know, an EMT is a paramedic. You have to do 2 years of schooling. And one of those years is an internship. You do different rotations throughout the hospital and stuff. And so I'd probably have to go down that route and then do training for special extracting people, search and rescue and stuff. So yeah, it would have been cool to do some EMS stuff down there, but I went a few weeks after, or a couple weeks after the hurricane, so it was pretty much just rebuilding and cleaning up the area. But yeah,
that's awesome. What made you volunteer?
So part of it was I've got family that lives in Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh no shit.
And just with med school applications, I wanted to find something to do more than just I coach hockey too, and that's a volunteering thing. But I wanted to have a little bit more diversity on my volunteering aspect of my resume. But
on the good person resume.
Yeah.
Just being a good guy, no big deal.
Yeah. That's the whole reason why I am a good guy, so I can pull that card.
Yeah, exactly.
And pick up ladies at the bar.
Yeah, The good guy card. It always works at the bar.
It does.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does.
What's
unless you're a bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
No,
I'm a bad boy, but I'm good at heart. Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what you want to say when you first walk up. You say, "Nice to meet you. I'm a bad boy, but a good boy at heart." That's how you do it, folks.
I think you can change me. I think you can turn me into a good boy.
No, what would you say is like a crucial thing for actually going up and approaching a woman in the bar?
Oh God, I don't do enough of that, so I don't know if I'm really an expert to it. But something that we were talking about. So for the listeners, he and I grabbed dinner before this. He went and dined me, treat his guests right, and we were talking. He was talking about the
shout out to the bath sale.
Yeah. And do you want to talk about the rejection therapy that you were telling me about?
Yeah.
Because I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say beforehand to preface it. If I'm ever in like a social situation like that, and it comes to like maybe potentially engaging and breaking the ice with a female stranger, eye contact is just key. Getting a little bit of that, like maybe 1 to 2 seconds of like, or just catching her looking at you once or twice, like maybe getting some eye contact for a couple seconds. That's your green light. That's when you know, like, all right, it's go time. However, when it comes to what we were speaking about beforehand, with the rejection therapy, that's an interesting concept that you've never heard about.
Well, yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I guess I haven't really heard about it in depth, but yeah.
Yeah, you've heard of the term before, but not elaboration or clarification. Rejection therapy is something that I learned about. I think it was probably over a year ago, and didn't really think too much of. Rejection therapy is the idea that you put yourself in a position to be rejected over and over and over and over again, to a point where you're not afraid of rejection, and also you become used to it and almost numb in a way, so it's like rejection doesn't really sting the same way that it used to. It doesn't bother you, right? You kind of grow thick skin. And what I did 6 months ago was a rejection therapy in a way for myself. And I kind of just made a rule one day where if I saw like a girl that I thought was attractive, or like was wearing a cute outfit or something, like I would go up and I'd have to talk to them. And I made myself like ask for their number or something, or like their Instagram, like every single time. And at first it was really hard, but then eventually you just get used to it, and like it's just constant rejection, just like reject. And the funny thing is, eventually you get to a point where you're so used to the rejection that you'll go up and anticipate, this girl's gonna reject me, and then you get her number. Yeah. And it's awesome.
Yeah,
I bet. It's like, I didn't even expect this, and it works out really well. And then you get to a point, the whole idea is that, you're not afraid of rejection anymore.
Yeah.
So you'll put yourself in positions to get rejected, and that's not going to hinder you from, having the potential experience that you could.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm in the Tinder phase of that right now.
Elaborate on that.
Yeah. I've just been ripping Tinder. Yeah. And in the past, like, I would get a match, and, sometimes I'd hop on Tinder, more than a couple beers deep, and so I'd take a sober look at who I matched with.
Yeah.
And realize, this isn't something I want to pursue. But then even chicks that I would still find like attractive, I wouldn't like message them.
Yeah.
And like sure, like maybe like scared of rejection or something like that. But it was also just like I don't know, just kind of used to be frowned. I felt like it used to be frowned upon a lot more.
Yeah.
But also part of that was I was in college, and it's just I'd meet girls at the bar instead.
Yeah, and you're in positions to consistently mingle with single females.
But in the past couple of weeks, I've kind of stepped on the gas a little bit, and I've been messaging every match. Yeah. I've been messaging every match, even the ones where I'm swiping,
a little too fast.
A little quick.
A little speed swipe.
Yeah, just to get the reps in.
Yeah.
Just to get the reps in.
Most people would say
it's been working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been working pretty well.
What's the go-to line for your opening?
Oh, it changes. I look at their... Dude, I've been pulling out some bullshit saying that they look like Disney princesses. It's been working.
That shit works, man. That shit works. Dude. No, you do. The cringy shit, bro, it works.
Dude, it took me a second on that first one. The first time I pulled that line.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him like, oh, God.
Oh, no.
Sent it. Worked. I've used it like a couple of times since, dude. It's been...
Yeah.
Like and by I mean worked. And by I mean worked. My definition of work is just to get off the app.
Yeah.
You know, take it to like
no cheeks
phone
clapped.
number, snap, kind of thing.
Yeah, no cheeks clapped.
I'm in a terrible situation to like it, I can't.
Hey, can I go to your place? Type situation.
Yeah. Like I live with my parents, and not like.
That's all right, bro.
Yeah, but not.
Shout out to BlackRock.
Yeah. Is that part of the housing market thing that you wanted to get into?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But yeah, I live with my parents, and I live like right off of the living room, so it's not like you'd
have to be the silent.
Yes,
clapper.
dude. Yeah, and also it's like my parents are more than likely gonna see them, and it's like they don't really care, but I'm not gonna do that kind of thing in front of them where it's like just invite a chick over once or twice and then it's the next one, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's a respect thing.
Yeah,
and I respect that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if it was just...
You could always just go to their place.
Yeah, and if it was I was just living with my dad, I wouldn't care. But I'm not going to do that in front of my mom, you know?
Yeah.
That's a little bit different.
No, you're a good old boy.
I am a good old boy.
Yeah, you are. You really are, dude. It's wonderful. You know,
sucks, though.
Most people would say that Tinder is an application used for hookups, which, for the most part, is true. However, people do find love on Tinder.
Did you find love on Tinder?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
What was his name?
His name was Michael. That's a good one. That's how I met my most recent ex-girlfriend, Therese.
You're just throwing the name out there?
Yeah, fuck it.
Alright, fair enough.
Who cares? People need to know. People need to know the truth.
It's my first time, so be gentle. There's one thing you need to
know about this podcast is that we have no issue discussing the truth. And facts are facts, and they don't care about your feelings. So if you get butthurt about facts and truth, just stop listening right now. Because we're gonna get into the thick of it with the truth, and we stand on it.
So did we want to talk about 6 million or?
No, we don't have to get into that truth. I was just completely lying. What we're going to continue with is how many people do you think have met off of Tinder and actually ended up in marriage? You know?
Oh, God. I can't give like a specific number, but
like percentage-wise.
It's higher than... Oh, dude.
Give me do you think it's like 10? 5?
Like percentage of people that like match and it's there?
Yeah, and then get married.
Dude, it's gotta be like not even 1%. Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
Because even if it's 1 in 100, then think about how many matches there are.
Yeah, and then they never
between two different parties. Yeah.
And most people are just hooking up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was in a multi-year relationship off of Tinder.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have to like? Anybody ever ask you guys like, "Oh, how'd you meet?" And then you just make some bullshit up, or did you? Were you pretty straightforward about it?
We went with the truth on it. Yeah.
Okay.
We were just kind of embracing it. We were like, "Yeah, what's the point of lying? Like, it is what it is."
Yeah.
And I believe that her older sister also met her husband off.
Oh,
Tinder
really?
As well.
So did you guys said Tinder, or did you say like Christian Mingle or something like a little more?
Yeah, no, we actually went with just the whole truth and nothing but.
Blackpeoplemeet.com.
Blackpeoplemeet.com. Yeah, we went with catfish.com. bbwsmeet.com. So, no, we just told people Tinder, and you know, it is what it is. It was cool. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, shit, we live in 2025.
Yeah, dude. The reality is, after you get out of college, after you get out of high school, and you know, where are you gonna meet these potential partners in life besides work, besides the gym, you know, besides maybe the bar? Yeah, those are 3 options. Other than that, you're not gonna find a potential mate. You know, you gotta utilize the fucking technology.
Yeah, I mean, pretty soon we're gonna just be VR.
Yeah. Well, pretty soon there won't be any like physical like bodies. Like we'll all just be in a video game. Yeah. You think this could be?
Let's be Wall-E.
Yeah.
Like those. You ever watch them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fat people.
They're just in those little hoverboard things.
Just no exercise at all.
It'd be pretty sweet. Just forever chemicals up the wazoo. Like microplastics.
Some PFAS,
full of microplastics.
Microplastics.
Pretty soon everybody's just gonna be becoming microplastics.
Heavy metals. A couple of heavy metals in there.
Yeah, it's probably heavy metals, PFAS.
Yep. We'll actually be smoking on chemtrails.
Probably.
We'll have chemtrail vapes.
Yeah. Let me go eat a one-hitter, and you're just going to have like a mini prototype plane that's
it's going
to sucking the exhaust of a prototype plane.
You'll flip the switch, and it's just going to say, like, fucking, no bueno. It's going to be the no bueno switch, and you're just going to flip it and just... Yeah. Chemtrails are nuts, dude. I just got to say... If you are living in the same world, on the same planet, on the same fucking rock floating through space that I am, and you see the same fucking sky that I do, and you look up, and you see lines in your fucking sky, day in and day out, not every day, but certain days, and they're in patterns, and they start and stop. Bro, there's something going on. I just gotta say, I don't know if it's chemicals, I don't know if it's cloud seeding, I don't know if it's weather manipulation, I don't know what the fuck it is. But what I do know is that there's some bullshit going on, and it's in front of all of our fucking eyes, and the fact that the majority of people don't acknowledge that blows my fucking mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the argument for him enough. Dude, I'm a conspiracy head, but that's like one conspiracy that I haven't really like looked into or really cared about, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I like...
You know what I'm saying?
No, and I genuinely enjoy going outside and intaking arsenic, mercury, heavy metals, microplastics. Yeah. Just fucking fill my body up with your chemicals, and then you can treat me with your meds that don't actually fix the root cause of the issue. They just treat the symptom. Yeah. So it's like this cash cow of a human being. Exactly. We can all be Wall-E. We can all be ripping chemtrails. We can all just subscribe to the pills.
Do you know what I was thinking
Life's
about?
Life's gonna be good. That's utopia.
So I was thinking about this. Yeah, it is.
That's
really.
utopia.
It really is. Yeah. It's definitely not a dystopia.
No, definitely not. And we're going to be starting that here at First Rip. So if you want to be a part of it, leave a comment below. Yeah. And we're going to be starting a little, like, new society. It's not a cult. It is
Goyams for GMOs.
It is not a cult.
Yeah.
Okay?
Goyams for heavy metals. That's going to be our movement. Dude, but I was thinking about this the other day. This is a total shower thought, but have you know what like PFAS is, or like those forever chemicals that they talk about?
Yeah, forever chemicals.
Yeah. And there's this phrase like "you are what you eat," which is pretty true to an extent. Yeah. If we just keep eating those forever chemicals, dude, is that the key to immortality?
That's the fucking fountain.
Is that the key to... That's the fountain of youth.
That's the fountain of youth.
The fountain of youth is McDonald's.
Processed.
And processed foods.
Yeah.
So then would we consider RFK an enemy of the state then?
I think he's a horrible person.
Terrorist.
He wants to actually make America healthy.
We should send him to CCOP.
No, he's a horrible person.
Yeah.
No, he started off his career by cleaning up the rivers. Piece of shit.
Right.
Second thing,
who the fuck wanted to do that?
He wants to make America healthy and take out the processed chemicals, the forever chemicals that are going to what? Make us live
forever.
Long? How long?
Forever.
So
that's a damn good deal. For free.
Dude, it's like...
Well, I guess
it's like $2.99 for a McTriple, dude.
Yeah,
double.
Dude.
Come on, bro. Lock in. RFK's the enemy. It's established.
I think he is.
We've been sucking him off. Pause. We've been glazing him a lot on this podcast. But we've come to the conclusion now with my friend Joe here. He's the enemy of the state.
You heard it here first. No, but on a real note, though, I think obviously he's compromised at some degree, right?
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen...
They all are.
Oh, dude, I don't know how far... I don't know how much a goy like me can really talk about this, but, dude, he's been hanging out with the Rabbi Shmuley.
Who the fuck
you know who that is?
No.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he was, like, a huge guy with, like, the Clinton campaign.
Oh, that's good.
And he hangs out with like that crowd a lot. Yeah. And like
big fan of Bill Clinton.
I think he's tight with the Podesta brothers. If you know who that is.
Nope.
Oh boy, if you're a listener, just look up a couple of these people that I'm mentioning. You love it.
I don't know what
Tony
we're getting
Podesta,
into.
Tony Podesta, house art. You ever heard of Pizzagate?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of
All right,
Pizzagate.
I'm a firm believer that was never debunked.
Yeah, and obviously it never will be debunked.
He was in that sphere.
Why do we not have the list of the island?
Right, that's a great question.
You know, why do we not have J.E.'s list? I don't know why.
Why don't we have who J.E. was working for? Not just like the clients.
Yeah, all the connections.
Yeah. You know, because it was an intelligence operation. Well, I think it's pretty clear to tell that it was an intelligence operation. Which intelligence was he working for?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious that he had his hand in many a pocket. And it wasn't just this connection or that. He was connected with the whole thing. He was a fucking spider, bro. He had 8 different legs, all putting in different... Yeah. But that shit's...
But dude, here's the thing that's crazy. Here's the thing that I think is that he wasn't even the mastermind of it. I think he was just
he was the fall guy.
You know? Yeah.
He was the fall guy.
And
that's why he killed himself.
Well, he did kill himself.
Yeah.
Have you seen the financier?
Yeah, the financier. Yeah.
Because he went broke.
Yeah. He didn't have any money.
Yeah, he knew poor. He wasn't going to have any money, so he was...
Yeah, and he knew, like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in jail. Might as well just get it over with right
himself.
now. Yeah, he killed himself. Yeah. For sure.
Makes sense. But it is kind of weird to me. Just a really weird coincidence. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Is Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Robert Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Mossad agent.
Really?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Known Mossad agent. And you know what he owned?
Huh.
This little company, small company, called McGraw-Hill Textbooks.
Oh, yeah.
You know the textbooks that they sell to every school in the country?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So he's got just like a little bit of influence over
just a little bit.
The youth of America.
But, I mean, that's just a wild, crazy coincidence. That's nothing more.
That has nothing to do with
nothing anything. More.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a young guy pointing out a couple things.
Just a few observations from a young guy's
we should get off this topic.
No, yeah, we should probably
just for our own safety.
Switch subjects.
Anyways, you want to talk about Harvey Weinstein? Or P. Diddy?
Yeah, let's get into that. So I know someone now. What I do want to talk about is Kill Tony, and Kill Tony is a YouTube podcast comedy show that is hilarious. To completely switch gears, it's a YouTube podcast show, and recently they just went on Netflix, which is crazy, bro. To think about how
they probably got a bag for that.
Yeah, they got a bag for that, but also how just a little comedy podcast where they just had random people from the audience up turns into a Netflix show. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I love those.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I love those situations or those podcasts that are like very unique in their structure. Mm-hmm. You know, something that brings a little different twist on it.
Yeah, like a small podcast with one mic that has no structure to it.
Yeah, like a podcast that has no agenda, one mic, definitely not.
And just speaks the facts.
Not in their parents' like house, like on their own in a $1 million podcast studio, and just speaks the facts. Only truth. Only truth.
Yeah, I do like those podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm not talking
so
about.
So if any podcast like that would like to have me on, reach out.
Absolutely. Joey fucking talks.
Yeah, Joey talks. YouTube, it's Topher _IDEK _ her. Pretty sure that's what it is.
We'll put it in the description. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, link in the description.
I also enough with the Kill Tony, but I also want to just talk about competition, because you're a great friend of mine, and how long have we known each other for?
Dude, honestly, not that long. You'd think that'd be longer, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's maybe senior year of high school. So like 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah. Maybe 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. So not super long, but quite a few years.
Yeah.
However, recently we started going to the gym together semi-frequently, more in the summer, and we were playing some pickup. And I just couldn't help but notice how fucking competitive you are, dude. And I think it's awesome. But I wanna know like more about that, I guess.
It's not healthy. Well, it is healthy to an extent, but I'm competitive to an unhealthy point.
Yeah.
Like Well, and that's, I think it's kind of genetics, dude. Because my grandpa's banned from playing like board games or like table games at family events because he's flipped tables before.
Holy shit!
And my mom's super competitive, and yeah, and I got the competitive gene, and it's bad to the point that I downloaded Shell. So I grew up playing Shell, but I downloaded it and started like an Ultimate Team for the first time last year.
NHL, the video game.
Yeah. And I made like my Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
And then you do like Champs, which is like it's like you play 20 games and
it's
like,
very competitive.
Yeah, competitive part of the game.
Yeah.
And I've lost sleep over losing games.
Holy shit.
I've like, dude, I would be up at like, at that time I was working night shift from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So I'm like the only one awake in my house yelling at my TV. Like I have broken a controller. I've only broken one controller, but it was already kind of broken, so I don't count it.
Yeah.
But
it's a half break.
Damn near.
Yeah.
Damn near.
That's the point where it just gets like unhealthy competition.
Yeah. So I didn't download it this year.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking game every year.
Yeah. It is.
But yeah, and lately it's been chess.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'll like lose a game.
Yeah.
And there are some cheaters that I run into because I'm a pretty low level. But not usually. But I'll still accuse them of cheating.
Yeah.
I'll go, hey, nice engine, buddy, or something like that. And this is a bad one, I play a lot of Indians.
Yeah.
And if I'm losing to an Indian, I'll just type in the chat like I can smell you through my screen or something. And then
we might have to cut that.
And then they'll say something back. You know, the best part is that most of the time they just clap right back, and then I always hit them with like, shouldn't you be like scamming an old person out of money or something like that?
Bro, just hitting it low.
Yeah. But it's not good. It's not. I just get caught up in a.
It's a bad look for sure. Dude, I was at a house recently for sales and sold this really nice old lady a window.
And what was it for?
Not for sales. Yeah, not for sales. So what happened though was when I first walked in there, she started to get a phone call. You know, and you know how old people are with their phones. Like it's just the phone, the ringing.
Right, they put their glasses on to answer the phone.
Dude, and it's like so loud, and it's just an old ass fucking ringtone. And so the first time it goes off, we like first sit down.
Was it a landline?
No, it was her cell phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, it's these damn spam calls or something like that." And I thought that she was just like joking or like you know how some older people are. Yeah. And I said to her, I was like, "Oh yeah, like sometimes they get you, yada yada," trying to like be lighthearted. Well, 5 minutes later, another call. 10 minutes after that, another call. 20 minutes after that, another call. Every single one of them, because I started paying attention because I was like helping her out and stuff. I was like, "Let me see your phone." Every single one of them, spam call. These people were getting bombarded. I would be willing to bet you that she receives anywhere between 100 to 300 spam calls.
Dude, did you try helping her out, like block some of those numbers?
Dude, yeah, I showed her like how to do it, but like, dude, you know how they are. Like they'll just switch the fucking number and they'll just because once they find out that you're an older person,
so bad.
Once there's the scammers and the hackers and the fraudulent individuals find out that you're an older person, and you can take advantage. Because dude, you can just tell when you talk to some people on the phone. Yeah, they're hammering you, bro. Yeah. Your son got kidnapped. The Prince of Dubai needs help. You know, like there's so many different routes. If you can just go get this gift card, I'll give you a free trip to Hawaii. Yeah. Your Roth IRA's been stolen. I took your Roth IRA, and I can give it back to you if you just give me your SOCH and your address and the name of your firstborn child and one piece of hair.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I felt horrible because I thought to myself, I've never seen it this bad. Yeah. I've never seen it this bad before.
Yeah, I can't even... Dude, I rarely get spam calls. If I don't recognize a number and it starts with an 83, like, I don't know, like an 800 number, then I just don't answer it. If it's important, they'll leave a message kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And for the longest time, though, some lady signed up for something forget exactly what the calls were.
Yeah.
But this chick named Loretta Peabody signed up, would use my number for like signing up for different things. I would get calls like 4 or 5 calls a week asking if, and it would look like normal numbers.
Yeah.
Like, hey, is this Loretta Peabody? And I'm like, no, this isn't. Like, oh, I'm sorry for bothering you.
She probably has your exact same number except for the last one's one different, and
probably.
She just does that every time to like get the credit.
Yeah. But I hated her for a while because I get so.
Did you look her up on Facebook ever?
No, I didn't. But probably should have. I'd be interested to see what she looks like.
Yeah, one thing that I don't like about this new thing that I'm doing, my new occupation, is I have to answer my phone every time, no matter what. If it's a random call, because it could be a callback. Yeah. And if someone's calling you to come back and secure the deal, then there's a lot of fucking money on the line. And there's been times, and I'm not kidding you now, twice, where I have been sleeping, like napping in the middle of the day, have my phone next to me, and I'm getting a call from a random person. One of my former clients or somebody that wants to do a deal or something like that. And I have to wake up, and you know how you are, like right after you get out of a nap or like something groggy. But you have to be like, hey, this is Aiden, who am I speaking to? Yada yada. And it's
no bueno.
It's no bueno.
Dude, I can't imagine.
Yeah. I did really well though. I honestly did. Both the times I snapped right into it and got right to the down to business. But yeah. Some people just like to talk too. Yeah.
Though. The only thing I have that's similar to that is when I was first starting as EMT and like getting a call from my supervisor, because I took it like way more seriously. I took myself way more seriously when I was first starting as an EMT, because you kind of have like this like
ego about it, kind of.
Like you're sort of romantic view about like being in EMS
and being a Batman.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just like saving people's lives, kicking ass left and right kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, and now it's just like, whatever, dude. But, and so like I'd answer a call from my supervisor asking if I want to pick up a shift or something. But waking up and answering that, I'm like trying to sound all proper. Now it's like, what's up, Marv? What's going on?
Yeah. Exactly.
And then just shoot the shit for a second. It's like, hey, I got this shift open. You want to pick it up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
much more.
Yeah, it sucks. Waking up to a phone, like waking up to the ringtone alone, suck, or like the vibration.
Are you ever on call when you're?
No. It's gotta be a shift. I mean, if there's like, let's call it MCI, like a mass casualty incident, or
that means multiple people die.
Right. Yeah. And three or more
people die, like dead people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's common. That's pretty common. Yeah, I saw.
So you've seen dead people before?
Yeah, a good amount.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine.
I think like the first day I was working, there was a cardiac arrest that the guy could have been dead for like 2 hours before we.
Is that weird at first? Like seeing a dead body?
I didn't really think too much of it.
Yeah.
It was an older guy, so I think that kind of like made it not
as scary.
That. Yeah, and then once you see one, you've seen. Yeah.
You've seen the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like tits.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, because there's a lot of different, there's all sorts, shapes, and sizes.
There are, dude.
I guess for people too.
Shout out to God.
I guess for people too. Yeah, he did get creative with.
He got very creative.
Tots, but yeah. So I guess like with the MCI incident, if it was like a terrorist attack or something, and there were like dozens of people injured, then they would send out like a notification in our like associate like thing, like, hey, if you can come in, but then you're not forced to, so it's like I'm not on call.
That's nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
But with like tornadoes, like not the most recent ones we had, but like last year I think it was, we had a pretty bad one, and there's this building that collapsed in Kalamazoo.
Oh really?
Yeah, they sent out one of those notifications for it, but yeah, but I don't even think they had that many patients. They just kind of like assumed that there were going to be more. Yeah, because I think it was like an Amazon warehouse or something like that.
Oh yeah. But, there was talks of one of the Amazon warehouses coming down.
Yeah.
I was just after the most recent tornado thing. I was driving down Fulton, and the whole road was shut off because there was like a 100-year-old tree that had fallen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it just cut off the whole... Dude, today I saw the craziest shit ever, bro, and I haven't said anything about this to anyone yet. So, I'm on my way to my first appointment. 2 car crashes, bro. terrible luck, right?
That you saw back to back? That you saw? Or?
No, that I was like held up by in traffic.
Oh, okay.
The first one that I get past is a brand new Porsche in the right-hand lane, like or in between the right-hand and left-hand lane, like turning, and above it is a semi-truck.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the Porsche is literally underneath it, like all smashed, and it was just fucked, bro. Brand new.
Oh, dude, we had one of those. I forget what they call them.
Brand new Porsche, dude, underneath the semi.
That sucks.
So sad.
Was that the first crash, or was it the second?
That was the first crash.
What was the second one?
The second one was just your average car crash on the highway. Yeah, type of situation.
No, yeah, dude. They I forget what the name is. There's like a certain name for like that kind of crash that I've heard, like in my field. You know?
Okay. Yeah. In your profession.
Yeah, in my profession.
Yeah.
But we had one of those in Ionia. Probably a little more than a year ago.
Yeah.
And dude, this one was like the car went under a truck and then caught on fire.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and the person was trapped in. I don't want to get too.
Yeah.
Person was trapped inside and the car caught on fire. So it was like, it was bad. Bad news bears.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I heard that. I haven't really heard
underneath
that.
The semi.
Yeah. I forget what it's called when like a smaller car gets like jammed up and underneath. I forget what it's called, but it's besides the point.
When my dad was going to medical school in Wayne State, he was studying for a test, and it was like 5 or 6 in the morning. He was driving, and he fell asleep at the wheel because he was like looking at his book. Yeah, he's studying while driving, and on the way to.
I mean, is that illegal? Is it illegal?
Not legal. Was it back in the
You sure? I mean, there's texting. Like, I know you can't text and drive and phones.
Probably 50 years ago, so it might have been legal. I don't know. Who knows? Back in the
you could do anything
back in the
back
Stone
then.
Age. It was
yeah. No, don't do your dad like that. Come on.
No.
Come on.
But the whole idea is he's studying while he's driving, and he falls asleep at the wheel because he was so tired. He woke up underneath a semi on the highway, still going.
Jeez.
Yeah, front end of the car underneath the semi, still alive.
Whew.
No crash.
That's coming to God moment.
Yeah, that's some real shit.
Right? Yeah,
bro. There's sometimes you go through experiences and you're like, that's God.
Yeah.
That's God.
Yeah. There, I had to call.
You ever had an experience like that before?
Not really. No. I've been kind of just waiting for one.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, maybe like insignificant compared to that. Or something
what do you
like
mean by that? Waiting for one?
I don't know. I just feel like there is going to be, or maybe not, because I'm saved, and I've grown up Christian, but I kind of lean towards Catholicism a little bit. I have family my dad's side of the family is Catholic, and I've always resonated with that side of the family. I've gone to Mass a decent amount growing up, and I've always resonated more with Mass than Southern Baptist is what I'm baptized as. Yeah. So I can't really I can't call myself a Catholic, but not confirmed.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go through that.
Mass consistently or just sometimes?
Not consistently, no. And part of that is because What
do you like about Mass more than just normal church?
I like the orthodoxy of it.
Yeah. The tradition.
Yeah, I like the tradition of it, the orthodoxy. Like it seems like a little more of more structured than
sometimes too when you go to like a non-denominational or Baptist or whatever it might be, like sometimes for me I feel like it can be like a little showy. Like it can be a bit too much production and not enough like authenticity and genuine like I want to be here to praise God and to fulfill my spirit and grow my relationship with the Lord, with my community.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just feels like this is all just put on, and who can look the best and who can sound the best and what production can go over the top and have the best instruments and the coolest songs. And it's just interesting. It's just interesting because I've gone to churches like that, like a mega church. And I go to a church now, South Harbor Cove. Shout out Pastor Tim. And that church is nothing like that. It's very genuine. It's very authentic. It's not much of a show. It's more of a just I don't know. It's a nice in between. It's a nice middle ground between the mega church.
Like a little bit of a smaller congregation.
Yeah, smaller congregation, a little bit more close knit, and just pure and feels genuine and authentic, and it just feels different than, it's not like, this isn't like a put on a show. Like, this is actually people that want to, are here for the same reason, and it feels like a good intent and a great intent and even better execution in a way, which is a nice refresher for me, considering that I grew up in the mega church.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I know the pastor too, and the pastor is a super cool guy that works out with us.
Yeah, and what I had in mind when I was talking about like why I'm leaning towards Catholicism was the mega church thing. Because my parents go to a pretty big church.
Yeah, which one do they go
to? Calvary.
Okay.
Calvary. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of Calvaries.
Yeah.
But that's it was big when they first started going, but it's gotten a lot bigger. To the point where it's like I kind of, to the point where like I notice it and it's like it kind of makes me, like kind of
gives you the wrong feeling, kind of rubs you the wrong way, wrong vibe.
And like even just to the music, the kind of music that they play is like I prefer like hymns over like someone trying to modernize. Like I don't know if that's the move is modernizing Christianity.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but I get that people try to adjust with the times and cater towards society. Yeah. I understand that. However, it was interesting. It's interesting you say that because that makes me think back to this past Sunday where I walked in like maybe 5 minutes late, and I had to use the restroom. So I'm in the restroom. Well, they have speakers in there where you can hear just the praise and worship team. And to be completely honest, like one of the ladies was like a little bit off. Like, she was just a little...
Oh, like out of tune?
Yeah, just a little... just slightly out of tune.
Yeah, you go, fuck this, I'm out of here.
No, and I was just like thinking to myself at first, like, oh, that's not good. But then I thought about it, and I was like, no, like, that's, like, real. Like, this isn't... Like, people aren't perfect.
Right.
Like, people... Like, this is, like, a real, genuine, like, she's just trying her best and, like, praising God and using what she was given, and, like, yeah, maybe she's not on, like, tone perfectly, or she's a little off key, but at the same time, like, there's kind of a beauty in that. In the way that it's just, like, that's what I'm kind of hinting at when it comes to this type of church, this kind of a close-knit, more real, authentic, pure vibe to it, where it's just not this production where everything has to be perfect and sound great and everyone has to dress up super nice and, it's just kind of more real. It's more real.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Which is interesting because at first I definitely judged and was like, it's like you can't even sing.
Yeah.
She's in front of all these people. Like, what an idiot. And then coming full circle on it is...
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
But I do condone, or I'm a big supporter of dressing nice to go to church.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
You show some respect.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And that was the other thing that I noticed about some of the congregations I went to with, like, growing up with my mom and her side of the family.
Yeah.
Is that the average, like people on average dress not as nice compared to, like, when I would go to mass.
Yeah.
People would dress to the nines.
Oh, yeah.
So it was, like, kind of lean towards that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I get that, and I appreciate that. But what I'm kind of talking more towards is like making that the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's all about like what do
being
I look like
perfect
versus
kind of,
her.
Yeah.
Like that kind of egotistical like mindset where it's like dress up, like look nice, show respect to honor the Lord. But however, it's not about that. Like it's about showing up and just having that connection.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. Spending the majority of my life being someone that was forced to go to church to now kind of transitioning into this period where I actually genuinely look forward to going to church most Sundays. And I don't go every Sunday. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
But I try to go rather frequently, and I actually do wake up and think like, oh, I'm excited to go to church.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like it just feels weird being the polar opposite for my majority of my youth.
Mm-hmm.
And still going, but being forced.
Yeah.
I don't think you can force religion on people.
No, you can't.
Personally.
You most definitely can't.
Yeah.
And I think that's why like religion gets a little bit of a bad rap, is because that's kind of like
what people do.
Yeah, and it's like historically that's kind of what the church has done.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of coming around. I think there's a shift towards religion, at least.
Oh yeah,
I think there's a shift towards Christianity specifically.
Me too. I think that there's a huge revival going on in the nation. I think a lot of people are turning towards God and seeing the truth. And I don't know, dude. I think the end times may be near potentially with all this AI.
Maybe, but then you can get into this kind of paradoxical line of thinking where it's like, if you look at Revelations and how everybody's going to be tricked by the Antichrist.
Yeah. I
feel like you can't look too much into that because
give me some for paradoxical though. Give me some for paradoxical.
Because I feel like you can't look too far into that.
Yeah.
Because if there is this shift towards Christianity, if there's a shift towards the church in general.
Yeah.
And it gets too big, then you're sitting there like, all right, I know what it says in Revelations, and then you're thinking, wait, is there something wrong here?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Or is this the end?
Yeah. But
at the same time, here's the other thing. It's like politics. You can't do anything to change it, so why are you spending your whole day fucking meditating on it and running down that rabbit hole?
Right.
People get on their little stool and they sit and they pout and they preach and they groan and they moan about this and that, and they don't do anything to fucking change it. And so it's just it blows my mind. And that's in politics, but that's also in dwelling on the end of the earth. Because it's not in your control. So why sit there even and contemplate it? Just carpe diem, make the fucking most out of your day, and lock the fuck in.
Yeah, and there's a thing too where if you're dwelling too much about the end times and stuff and trying to figure out who the Antichrist is.
Yeah. When obviously
when when obviously it's RFK, it's Ronald McDonald,
it's Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's Elon Musk.
It's Donald Trump.
Dude, well, yeah, and if you're spending all that time trying to figure out who the Antichrist is and all that, or trying to figure out when the rapture is going to happen, it specifically states in the Bible that nobody's going to know when it happens.
Right.
So you're just kind of playing yourself, and it's kind of a moot point to even try to think or try to pin down who the Antichrist is, when it's going to happen, all this stuff. My grandpa is huge into that.
Is he?
And then he's the same guy that tells me nobody's going to know when it happens. And I'm like, why are you spending so much time?
Why are you trying to be the guy?
Yeah.
No one's going to know.
Yeah.
But then why are you trying to be the guy that knows?
Yeah. It's
it's
just interesting, man.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
That's that paradoxical kind of line of thinking that I was talking about.
Yeah, right. No, I hear you. There's some things that aren't worth knowing.
Right.
And
ignorance is bliss in some aspects.
Until it isn't.
In most aspects.
Yes. You know what I was thinking about? I would be really sad if, and this is kind of a weird thing to say, I'm just going to get vulnerable on the podcast. I would be really sad.
Get nice and vulnerable with me. We're alone.
Yeah. We're alone in $1 million podcast studio. No, I'd be really sad if the rapture happened and I never got to experience having a wife and kids and starting a family.
Yeah, I think about that a little bit.
That would be really sad too.
Yeah.
So it makes me think maybe I need to lock in and get that going.
But here's the thing though. If you are saved, but here's the thing, if you think that is the most fulfilling thing in the world and that gives you the most happiness, and if you are saved when that happens, well, that whatever makes you feel that kind of fulfillment and happiness, it's going to be present in heaven.
Yeah, for sure.
So you might not experience it here, but you're going to experience it.
Do you think you can make kids
at least the same?
No shit.
I don't know. That's such a abstract idea that you can't even really try to articulate it,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're kind of getting to that point in our ages in our lives where people are starting to, get married and have kids and do all this real adult shit. And I don't know. I feel like that's something that I kind of think about semi recently now, especially being in all these different houses with all these different families, and all they talk about is their kids.
Yeah.
And it's man, I gotta have some kids.
Well, and then now that you're making decent money.
Yeah.
For me, my timeline is a ways, yeah. Which I mean, my uncle was a vet.
Yeah.
A veterinarian, not a not a military vet,
Yeah.
a veterinarian.
Yeah.
But that was like another 4-6 years of school, residency, fellowship. I don't know if they have residency in veterinary school, but he had kids like during that whole process.
How many?
He's got 4 boys.
Yeah.
I'm shorter than all of them. I'm the short dude. I am the shortest guy on both sides of the family besides one. I have like, dude, what do I have? I don't know, close to 20 like guy cousins. Guy cousins, probably 20 guy cousins and uncles.
And you're the shortest one?
And I'm the shortest one besides one that broke his growth plates in high school. I'm the only one that's under 6. I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's under 6 foot.
You're tall enough.
I'm tall enough.
Yeah.
But damn, would it be nice to have that 6 in front of it?
Yeah.
You know?
It does suck that in society today, if you're not above 6 foot as a man, there's just certain, like, I don't know.
It sucks.
A female perspective.
Because here's the thing,
I can't
dude.
speak on it.
Here's the thing, though. I'd rather be my height in, like, my build than 6'1" and super skinny. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you're, what, 6'3", 6'4"?
No, I'm like 6'2". 6'2", maybe 6'3" on a good day with shoes on. Yeah, dude. It's crazy how height, one of those things that's just a roll of the dice, plays such a big part. Especially as a man.
Yeah.
As a man, it plays a huge part.
We should never talk about weight, though, with the chick.
No. Well, if you're not above 6 foot, then I won't talk to you. But if you're over...
Yeah.
You know,
it's funny because most chicks what's
the heaviest...
I've...
We're just gonna fucking send it. If you're a woman and you're listening to this, click off right now because you're gonna fucking hate this part, sweetheart. What's the heaviest woman that you would ever date?
That I would ever date?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a good old boy, so if they have a really good personality, then you can tack on a couple LBs. But
how many is a couple? So I'm feeling dude, it might be more than just 2.
I don't know if they could be heavier than me, man.
What are you sitting at?
I'm 210.
210?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And chicks carry weight differently.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Depends on the build too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of chicks
like I can look at a girl and I say if you like a dude with the same like height and like width across the shoulders or something like that.
Yeah.
They're going to be like 30-40 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do like at least noticeably heavier than me.
Yeah. So you do 210 though.
It kind of bothered me.
You do a big girl.
Depends how she carries it, man. It's got to be like attractive. It's not to the point. If it's not attractive to me, then I'm not going to... Yeah. Number one is probably I'm not going to pursue that.
Yeah.
But
what if she just had the 10 out of 10 personality?
Then there's some leeway there. I probably would... yeah, if we were talking about dating, yeah.
Yeah, because it's all about what's on the inside.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go over 180, 190.
Yeah.
That would be my limit, personally. Hate to sound dude, I sound like a piece of shit out.
Yeah, you do sound like a piece of shit. But
yeah, I'm a real piece of shit.
You didn't even mention the personality.
175. Or no, 170. 175 is too much. No,
you're 170?
Yeah.
I thought I had you pinned at like 180.
No, I'm skinny.
Okay.
I'm a skinny boy.
Gabe weighs more than you.
Yeah, Gabe's bigger than I am. But I'm like...
He's got a build.
He's fucking jacked.
You gotta have Gabe on the cast.
Yeah.
So listeners know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll have Gabe on the cast.
Dude, his shoulders...
Nuts.
Like,
his
what the hell?
His upper body genetics are crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We were doing dumbbell... We were doing, like, incline curls today, and... he's got fucking more veins than I thought was possible. And, yeah.
Genetics is a huge part, but also he's worked his fucking ass off.
Yes.
And you show up consistently every day, you're going to get results.
Yeah.
And also, you got to take into account that when I graduated high school, bro, you know what I was? 120, soaking wet. 120 pounds.
No shit.
Graduated high school. I was 18.
Damn.
So I'm 24 now, and I've been working out. I started going to the gym consistently when I turned 18. And then I didn't really figure out how to do it until like 3 years in. So for 19, 20, and 21, I kind of fucked off. And 22, 23, and 24, I locked in those years and actually figured it out. And I went from 120 to 170. And I haven't really put much fat on. I'm like sitting around 10% body fat.
Can you even put like much fat on? You can.
Yeah, I've been eating like shit recently, and I actually have put a little bit of fat on. So I need to lock in on my diet. But you know what I've been doing? Over a year, I've been drinking eggs for over a year now. And before I started doing the eggs every single day, I was 150 and now I'm 170. And I look way better.
It's a lot of protein.
Yeah, and I put on.
And especially when you don't
when
you don't cook the eggs, those proteins don't get denatured. So it's healthier, especially if you're trying to put on weight or build muscle mass, especially. Raw eggs is the way to go. Is it raw or you just
raw, I do 10 a day.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and I just a little bit of chocolate milk. It's money.
How much was that running you during the whole egg price debacle?
Shout out to Costco.
Oh yeah,
it's still a pretty penny to get.
Code.
A couple weeks worth. It's still $50, but at the same time, that's a whole meal I'm basically putting in with just eggs.
Right. Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
And the best thing you can do for yourself after a workout when you're lifting weights is just throw fucking protein down the hatch.
Oh yeah.
Especially the most bioavailable source of protein, which is eggs at 53%. So
the 53% protein in eggs.
53% bioavailability.
In
the egg itself, and the egg protein, the most bioavailability out of any protein. That's why I do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and honestly, when I get done working out, I can literally feel my body, and it's like craving. It's like, where's the protein?
Yeah.
Give me it. Like, I need that fucking fuel.
I've been doing the thing where, not consistently, especially with with working like 24 and like 36-hour shifts, it's hard to like keep any sort of diet.
Yeah.
It's easier with like Lent on Fridays being able to like do like the Filet-O-Fish. I had that for the first time a few weeks ago.
Was it good?
Fucking dog shit, dude. It's so bad.
So bad.
Yeah.
Have you ever had Culver's cod?
Yeah, that's actually good. I had that last Friday. It was really good.
It's fire, dude.
The only thing that sucks is that the portions are small.
Yeah.
And it's like that's my one meal for the day.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But
are you good at just doing the mind over matter thing when it comes to hunger?
I can't. I go through ups and downs of it.
Yeah. Because I literally tell myself, like, who told you hunger was bad? Like, that's a good feeling.
Right.
Like, it's not a bad feeling. It's a good feeling. Just kind of a little bit of gaslighting, a little bit of self-manipulation.
Yeah. It more depends on what I'm trying to do. Like, if I like specifically tell myself, all right, I'm cutting weight.
Yeah.
Or if for Lent, I've been really good about, like, especially on Fridays, it's one meal, no eggs count, or eggs don't count as like just nothing hooved, but chickens also count.
Yeah.
So you can't have chicken, so it's pretty much fish or eggs.
Yeah.
I've been really good about that, and then it's during all of Lent, it's one meal and then 2 smaller meals are allowed. Not allowed. This is what's suggested.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to stick to that. And then, and I've been really good about that. So like today when we ate, that's the one meal that I'm gonna have, even though I could still probably have a snack.
Yeah.
But yesterday I only had one meal.
Yeah.
I like it.
How do you feel?
Fine.
I feel great.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, they say that when you fast, actually, for, I think, up to 24 hours after that, your cells that aren't operating properly break down into energy. Mm-hmm. So your body starts to kind of just eat away at itself for portions that aren't operating efficiently and effectively.
Yeah. Keto, that's what that does.
Ketogenic.
Yeah. When I was, not last fall, the fall before, when I first, like, joined MVP, I went on a bulk. Yeah. I got up to 225.
Yeah.
And then went straight carnivore, pretty much just ground beef.
Yeah.
Pretty much just ground beef, and I would mix in like shredded cheese and then just hot sauce. That was all I ate for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I cut down to 212 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
great, dude.
I kind of want to do that again, but then I just cut down and I was like, all right, I kind of want to maintain this weight. Yeah. I haven't really like haven't put as much time into the gym or my diet as much. Yeah. I just kind of like maintaining weight. Yeah. Like bench, we were talking about earlier. I could probably make some progress on bench if I like went back to doing those protein shakes and like ground beef kind of stuff. But I don't know. You
gotta want to do all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I don't really care as much. I hit that 225 mark, so I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah, but, I get that. Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking to an older guy at the gym the other day, and he was telling me how he fucked up his shoulder, and I was like, oh, how'd you fuck up your shoulder? And he's like, well, I was benching here, these little kids came up and they're like, you can't do more. He's like, I had 3 plates on, and he's like telling me about it, and I'm like, yeah, it's called ego lifting. Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, like I know what ego lifting is, and I was like, it's interesting how every person up there at some point or another in their exercising or gym career, ego lifts. You know, and we all get caught up in the trap of, oh, how much is he doing? Or, holy shit, how much can you squat? How much can you bench? And it's just funny because it literally doesn't matter at all, besides the fact that it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside when you hit a good number. Yeah. But it is good to have goals.
Except you can't call yourself a man unless you can bench 225.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'm still a little girl at this
That's
point,
a scientific fact.
No, it is. It's bro science.
That's what our RFK just came out with that.
Yeah. The Antichrist himself.
He said if you can't bench 225, then you're not allowed in men's sports. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
No, I need to lock in and hit 225 at some point when I get old and fat.
Dude, that would be really fucking impressive at 170 you'd probably be at 175 if you were able to do that.
I could definitely hit 200 for one. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I just think about it, and it's like going back to what I was saying earlier. Is your body, are your joints really supposed to sustain and lift that much weight, or is that going to be something that you regret later on in life because it causes damage?
I don't think that's a problem unless you're taking like SARMs.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you're putting an unnatural amount of muscle on your. You're just building an unnatural amount of muscle, and your body didn't create ligaments to support that kind of muscle or that kind of contractility.
Yeah, your body's not growing evenly between the ligaments and the muscle. And
Speaking of which, dude, there's this guy on TikTok that I've been kind of following a little bit. I haven't followed him recently, but for like a year and a half, he's been working out one trap.
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, how huge. Crazy does that look? Huge. It's like Quagmire in that like Family Guy episode where
it actually is like working.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that is when I worked at the aqueducts and I did aquatic nuisance control, I had to carry a bucket and with one arm, and the bucket was like a 40-50 pound bucket. Yeah. And then scoop with the other one and throw. Yeah. And so after a while, like for a full year, I wasn't even lifting weights. But my left side, my left trap, my left tricep, my left forearm, my left shoulder, all of it got fucking built. And then my right side didn't at all. And so, like, to this day, like, if you look really closely, like, at my body, like, flexing, like, my left side's a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger than my right side. But it's just funny.
You know what that is, dude? That's isotonic flexion.
Yeah.
Isotonic, maybe a little bit of eccentric flexion.
Yeah, that's Mike Menser. Yeah.
There's a study that came out. I didn't look too far into it.
Sure.
But there's a what? Oh, can you hear it?
Yeah, probably. Well, it's all good. There's a study though.
Yeah, there's a study I saw recently. Just kind of backing up that entire claim. Mm-hmm. Like, it was. Well, I mean, it was really just backing up.
Like holding.
Yeah, that. But also, we were talking about
eccentric.
Yeah, but we were also talking about, not today, but before, about like low weight and doing that.
Yeah, and high reps.
No, you want to crank up that weight. Yeah. And it's a different mechanism than what I was taught in physiology, where it tears the muscle and it signals the cell to create more myosin heads.
Yeah, right. So
I think it's a different mechanism. I didn't like look too far into it, but I think it was
And that makes sense because I was holding a bucket that was super fucking heavy every single day, and eventually my arm and my shoulder and my trap just got fucking built.
Yeah. And a heavy bucket. It's not like low weight.
No, it was like 50-pound bucket and I was super skinny.
Yeah.
So that'd be like me holding like a 70-pound.
Yeah.
Like
so I think essentially if I remember right, I think that essentially what the study was saying, like the best way to build muscle mass is to crank up the weight,
and hold it.
lower reps. Yeah, but like focus on that. Isotonic is just holding it.
I just heard a study that said if you do one set with heavy weights to failure, it's more beneficial for muscle growth. Doing multiple sets.
Yeah. That's why, like I get the whole idea of like that David. I get the whole idea of that David Goggins mentality where, I spend 2 to 3 hours in the gym every day. Yeah. But Mike Mentzer's the complete opposite. He's like, you don't need to spend that much time.
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. Or well, not even at most. Like 45 to an hour is about what I spend like lifting.
I do 45. Yeah. 30 to 45.
As long as you just hit the major muscle groups. Yeah. Every once in a while, supplement with like, I don't know, rotator cuff or like work on minor muscles. But yeah, it's people who spend way too much time in the gym and they brag about it. But it's like, dude, that's not even, you don't even need to do that. Like, yeah, it's cool. Like you have the willpower and the dedication to do it.
And the mentality and the discipline. However, is it actually beneficial? Alexa, stop. Yeah. Sorry.
That poor Alexa. What does she do?
She does rain sounds.
Does she really?
At 10:30, so I can fall.
It's 10:30.
Yeah, I think so.
Shit.
Is it time to give this a wrap up?
I don't know. Well, what were you gonna say? I just gotta piss like a racehorse.
You gotta piss like a racehorse. Yeah. All right, I think we should.
Should we wrap it up?
I think we should wrap it up. It's been a great episode, folks. I really appreciate everybody tuning in and listening. If you got this far, drop a comment below about something that you want us to talk about in the next podcast, and we'll try our best to cover it for you guys. So yeah, drop a comment if you got this far. Really appreciate it. All of the whole 4 or 5 people that actually listen to this. No. Probably like.
I think this one will do numbers, man.
Yeah, this one's. We're getting millies on this one.
Dude, we were talking goys.
You might have to be my new co-host.
Dude, I might. We gotta get a second mic though.
We're gonna work on that. Folks.
Sorry. We gotta get a second mic though if we're gonna do this.
Yeah, and we are working on that. There's been some technical difficulties, and I'm not the most tech savvy individual. I just tried my hardest.
And we gotta get a producer, dude.
Yeah, we need a Jamie.
We do.
So open tryouts. For Jamie.
If anybody's interested.
If anybody wants to be a producer, background guy, ChatGPT head, somebody that can answer some questions and help out some good old boys like us.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to do that. But yeah, seriously, if you see this and you're listening to this part, drop a comment below. We'd really appreciate it. And a like never hurts either. And on that note, folks, that's all we got. Have a good rest of your day. First group out.